Today I will do a full breakdown on how I plan, shoot and edit a brand collaboration for my Instagram. I'm gonna show you what kind of gear we'll be using and share some tips that you can use for your own shoots later on. So join us and enjoy!
We're gonna be shooting photos for my collaboration with Porsche in one of my favorite places in the world, Hiiumaa, a small island of Estonia's western coast.
Like for any other bigger shoot, I put together a little mood board so I know exactly what I need on the day of the shoot. If you have a well-planned mood board, then it makes your life a lot easier and it takes a lot of pressure off, so you can really concentrate on being creative. Because if you get the stuff you need to get, then you're like, okay, I can try something out of the box now. And it's fine if it doesn't turn out great. For this shoot, we needed a camping vibe setup as we are shooting Porsche with rooftop tent. And the main focus will be creating this adventure road trip summer loving scenery. We started out by sending some concept ideas to our client and later created a longer mood board with loads of shot and mood ideas. This means we'll have enough creative ideas when we need them. So next, let's see what kind of gear we'll be using for a shoot like this. Firstly, for photos, my main camera is always Sony a7 R4. The photos this camera produces have super high resolution, meaning I can crop in, so I can get really creative when I'm editing, and if I want to take a tiny fraction out of my photo, I can freely do it without losing any quality. For lenses, let's see what we have here. So for the lenses, we're gonna use my trusty 85mm lens. Maybe we'll try out with 40mm lens with some interior or some fun active shots. Also, I took my telephoto lens. This one is 100 to 400mm, so maybe I can capture some wildlife or just some fun details from far away. Right now I have on my camera this 20mm lens. I will be using this a lot, and also this 35mm lens that is currently in front of this camera. So these two are probably my main lenses for this shoot, but we'll use some of this as well. Also, we'll be using this 0E tripod, and this is very handy when we take these YouTube videos or just need photos with two of us together. So yeah, that will be super handy for us. And last but not least, filters. And this takes us to our sponsor of today's video. In my workflow, I use a lot of different tools to get me the results I want, and one of those tools are lens filters. I've been using Nisi JetMag magnetic filters for some time now, and I just love how easy they are to pop on. JetMag uses strong magnetic mounting, making it super quick to swap filters in and out. And their patented locking design ensures your filters won't fall off during the shoot. You can stack different kind of filters easily without vignetting even on most wide angles. One thing that is really important is that Nisi's filters don't have color cast, even with heavy ND filters like 6 or 10 stops. This is a big deal because many cheaper ND filters give green or magenta color cast, which means more work in post. For shoots like this one, where I have lots of reflections and I'm shooting through windows, I find the circular polarizer filter indispensable. It cuts through the reflections, giving you a much clearer view of the subject. Another filter I love to use is mist filter. It gives my photos a really dreamy look, making the highlights glow beautifully. And for slow shutter shots, I really enjoy using my ND filters, as then I don't have to crank up the aperture and I still get this really nice shallow depth of field. I'm personally using Nisi's Cinema Kit and Mist Filter Kit, and if you want to check them out, I added a link for you down below. Now let's get back to the video. Good morning, we are at our first location. Here we're gonna be shooting some simple yet true to life images. We have this beautiful golden light setup, so let's see where it takes us, and yeah, let's do it.
Since this will probably be our main setup for the final post, I'm trying to get as many different types of shots here as I can. I positioned the car so that the sun is coming from behind, and I think the whole setup looks super nice. First, I'm taking some lifestyle shots, just us hanging out, being in the moment. For those, I'm using the 20mm or 35mm lens. Then I'll grab a few more shots of the car, and I felt so excited taking these photos as the 5 AM light was amazing. It made everything look so beautiful.
Alright, we are finished here, so let's move on to our next destination.
Next, it was time to head out and look for our next shooting location, and we found a spot that matches our mood board perfectly. We have cows on both sides of the road, and those incredible green, endless looking fields look so good. So we decided to take some fun captures here. The sun was getting higher, so we had to move fast. I really wanted that nostalgic countryside feeling onto the photos, and with this soft light, this feeling can be achievable. Trying out a few angles and outfit combos, and here's the vibe we captured. After a long lunch break and a bit of exploring, we made it to our final camping location, this stunning seaside spot. Our main goal here, photo-wise, was to show off the full Porsche camping concept setup. We started to build our camping site, and of course it had to look really good.
Alright, that took us a while, but we are done. We have this beautiful setup and I'm very excited to see what we get.
Our goal was to capture a few of those cozy campsite feeling images to add to our gallery, photos that will nicely wrap up this adventurous day and complement other images we took. I'm using both 20mm and 35mm for these ones, so I can get more of our surroundings in shot. Alright, now it's time to edit our photos. We'll be working with two different images from two setups, and we'll be using both Lightroom and Photoshop. So let's see where it takes us, and yeah, let's go. So for the first image, I have this photo of our camping setup. I have already cropped this one a little bit, so the car is in the middle, and I like it this way for this particular image. Secondly, we'll be going into presets. I will be picking one from these true ones. And as we can see, the colors look nice, but the photo is quite dark. So next thing we need to do is open up our light panel and bring up the exposure here. And we can already see that this photo looks already quite done. What we want to do next is, as you can see, these colors look a bit cold here. So maybe we can change white balance a bit and maybe bring up these yellows. And yeah, that makes it look so much better already. And the colors look super nice. And maybe even let's tweak this one a bit. Next up, I think I will make it a bit softer. So I'm going to go down here and maybe bring down the haze slider just a bit. And this makes the whole image a bit lighter. So I'm going to go up here and bring down the exposure just a bit. And also I would love to see a bit more contrast now, so I'm gonna bring this up a bit. Alright, I think the colors and shadows look already pretty good. So the next thing I'm gonna do is go to masking panel, and I'm gonna open this one up. And what we need to do with the masking is to divide our light and dark areas a bit. So if we look at this image, we see that this area here is quite dark and this area here is quite bright, and also this tree here, so it takes more focus. So what we need to do here is bring down light from here and put more light to this area here. First thing, I'm gonna be using this linear gradient and take this whole side and make this a bit darker with bringing down the exposure. And as we can see, this tree here loses a lot of focus, which is good. And now we need to bring more light to this area here. And how we can do that is adding one more masking layer. And I'll take this radial gradient this time, as I can do this little circle here and bring up the exposure. Pretty good. Now I'm gonna mask these sides a bit darker from here, and maybe even from up here, and maybe even this side just a bit darker so it's not that visible. Perfect. Now that I have divided this light and dark areas, I can see that I would really like to crop this image even a bit more. I'm going back to this cropping feature, and yeah. Now I think I'm pretty much done with Lightroom, so I'm going to move this photo over onto Photoshop and let's see what we can do with it there.
Okay, first things first, I love to start out with cleaning up my image. So I'm taking away everything that doesn't serve the photo or catches too much attention. I'm gonna use AI to make it really simple. I'm gonna use lasso tool to just like select everything I want to remove. This license plate from here and all these little rocks that are too bright for this image. Maybe this little sun flare I have here. And I'm gonna remove everything else with this spot healing brush tool. So little final details. And now I'm gonna do some last bit of tweaking, and here is our final result. Okay, next up we have this photo of Christian, and it looks pretty moody and good already, but the colors are slightly off. So we're gonna tweak these to get the look we want. First off, we're gonna be using presets again, and let's see what works the best. I think I will go with this True 41 here. First thing, I'm going to bring up this exposure slide a bit. I think I will make it slightly softer by bringing down the haze. Next up, I will change his skin tones just a bit, and I will make them more red and bring down the saturation just a bit to make it look even more natural. And here I can see that the shadows of this image are quite green, so I'm gonna try to tweak this a little bit to see if anything makes it look better. Yeah, I think I will go with this quite dramatic look, and I love it so much. As this image already looks so much better, I think we are done with this edit, and this one doesn't even need any photoshopping. And usually I'm 99% editing my photos in Photoshop as well, but I really think that this one doesn't even need it. We're gonna keep it like so, and this one is done. That's it for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. I had so much fun filming this video for you and creating this fun creative content with Porsche. If you have any kind of questions for me, please drop them down below so I can come back to you. And if you enjoyed this kind of content, please give this video a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe, as we have so much more to come. See you guys in the next video.